Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on the latest developing stories for Barca. We begin with Eric Garcia as the Barca youngster's future could depend on Marcos Alonso's potential move to Manchester United. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that manager Xavi has major selection dilemma ahead of Barcelona's game against Osasuna. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It seems as if Barcelona will be a hub of activity during the final few days of this transfer window as the Catalan Giants appear to be working on finalizing several arrivals and departures. Reports earlier today suggested as many as four players were still uncertain of their continuity at the club, with defensive duo Marcos Alonso and Eric Garcia on that list. And now it appears that the future of the Spanish pair might very well be interlinked. Indeed, according to Ferran Correas of Sport, Barcelona will not allow Garcia to leave the club if they manage to get rid of Alonso to Manchester United. The 32-year-old veteran has been offered a two-year contract by the Red Devils, who will be taking him on loan for this season and signing him for free when his deal with Barca expires in 2024. The left back is understood to be contemplating the proposal from Manchester United, and as such, if he decides to leave, Barca will pull the plug on Garcia's departure. The 22-year-old starlet Eric Garcia is attracting serious interest from Girona and is understood to be willing to make the switch to Barca's local rivals. However, if Alonso departs, the Catalans do not wish to further weaken their defensive numbers and will not sanction the former Manchester City ace's move to Michel's Girona side. Both Eric and Marcos Alonso are not regular starters in Xavi's plans at Barcelona. The centre-back finds himself behind Jules Koundé, Ronald Araujo, and Andreas Christensen in the pecking order at the moment. Once Inigo Martinez is back in action, he too could be preferred ahead of the La Masia product. As for Marcos Alonso, he is currently behind Alejandro Balde in Xavi's preference order at left back and is unlikely to feature regularly if he stays. So, an exit for one of the Spanish duo seems very likely. But what appears certain is that Barca will not allow both players to depart. Of course, Eric Garcia has been at Barca since 2021, signed from Manchester City. He came in as a free agent when Koeman was still in charge. And ever since then, Eric Garcia has not been exceptional. He has not been the player that we thought he could have been. And of course, leaving a big club like City, many people expected that Eric Garcia, still very young, would be the next big thing in our defense. But with time going, we are not seeing any glimpse of, in fact, no hopes of Garcia improving. And of course, Xavi Hernandez since last season has relegated Garcia to becoming a bench warmer. Of course, after signing Jules Koundé last season, of course, signing some top, Andres Christensen also joining last season, Barcelona's defensive line is now very tough and solid. And of course, Garcia stand no chance to becoming a starter as he wished he could. And of course, being at this stage of his career where he needs game time to develop his career, it will not help him either for him sitting on the bench throughout the season. And of course, it doesn't come as a surprise at all that the centre back is being linked with an exit. Girona are reportedly showing the strongest interest as things stand. So this report now is talking about two exit link players, Eric Garcia himself and Marcos Alonso. For the past couple of days, we have been talking quite a lot about Marcos Alonso's potential departure, let me put it that way, even though there's no guarantee if actually he will leave the club to Manchester United. Now they are saying that the two players can't leave the club. For instance, if Alonso leaves to United, Barcelona will change their mind on Eric Garcia's situation and they will keep him. But for the two players staying at Barca, it's still not ruled out because there's nothing guaranteed as to Marcos Alonso's future as it stands. It's still just mere speculations concerning the United saga. Of course, the idea is they want a 2-year contract for the player, the first year being on loan. Then when he will become a free agent next summer, then United now will go for him permanently. But now the fact that Marcos Alonso has told the dressing room he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. Barca are putting pressure for him to leave. He doesn't want to leave. And Xavi Hernandez also counts on the player to become his backup because if Alonso is not there, we expect players like Alejandro Balde to take over the role of left back solely, which we know that at the age of just 19, he can't handle the pressure. Definitely, we don't have any other natural left back apart from Alonso being a backup to Balde, which definitely means that keeping Alonso will not be a big problem, even though his performances have not been the best. He's a versatile player. We have been seeing Xavi also putting him sometimes at centre back, even playing there. He hardly do you see him being that reliable. So let's see how the coming days will look like in the transfer window as it nears its end. Then on to the final story of discussion. It has not been the smoothest of starts to the new season for Barca, but they have managed to be unbeaten so far, picking up 7 points in the possible 9. Their next game will be against Osasuna on Sunday. Heading into that game, Xavi is said to have some selection headaches, none more than one involving the breakout star of the season, Lamine Yamal. Indeed, it has now been reported that Xavi will have to decide on who to start between Yamal and Raphinha on the game on Sunday. Following Dembele's departure, it was expected that Raphinha would be the owner of that starting spot at the right flank. In fact, he started the first game against Getafe on the right, but was sent off after the red card he took, suspended for 2 games. In those 2 games, we have seen Yamal becoming, so good, doing well, becoming a starter back-to-back games against Cadiz and Villarreal. So it remains to be seen who Xavi chooses to be his starter in the game against Osasuna on Sunday. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.